March, President Biden and Prime Minister Trudeau committed to working with Indigenous tribes and First Nations, including CSKT, to reduce and mitigate pollution coming from mines in British Columbia's Elk Valley by the end of this summer. Well, the end of summer is looming, and no decision or agreement has been made just yet.
Production and economic returns at any future mine may differ significantly from those we have anticipated. The title to some of the mineral properties may be uncertain or defective. Our business is subject to changes in the prices of copper, gold, silver, nickel, cobalt, vanadium and platinum group metals. We have claims and legal proceedings against one of our subsidiaries. Requirements that we obtain, maintain and renew environmental, construction and mining permits are often a costly and time-consuming process. Our non-U.S. operations are subject to additional political, economic and other uncertainties not generally associated with domestic operations. Our activities may be hindered, delayed or have to cease as a result of climate change effects, including increased and excessive heating and the potential for forest fires at many of our properties, and our operations may be impacted by the COVID-19 pandemic, including impacts to the availability of our workforce, government orders that may require temporary suspension of operations, and the global economy.
Tribes like CSKT are demanding answers.
It's evident that the pollution has increased and continues to increase.
Rich Jansen, head of natural resources for CSKT, has been involved in monitoring the water pollution coming from British Columbia's Teck mines into Montana since 2011.
We've never been able to get that data from Teck that shows actually how much of the waste that they are treating. We've done our own math with the Kootenai Tribe of Idaho, and it appears that they're only treating 1% of the waste, and it's coming back into the water.
Selenium is one of the pollutants coming into bodies of water like Lake Koocanusa, which scientists say is already over the legal limit. Selenium alters fish reproduction, which then impacts indigenous subsistence farmers and cultural resources.
It's always a lasting impact that the mining companies, once they come in and extract what they need and they leave, our culture is always going to be impacted, and our future generations are going to be impacted.
In July, another message was sent to President Biden and Prime Minister Trudeau urging a solution.
Recently, the Kootenai bands of British Columbia, Idaho, and Montana, which we're part of, the Confederated States Kootenai tribes are part of, we sent in a proposal for International Joint Reference, Commission for a reference for them to start working on it. And then a second part that would include basically our involvement, the tribal involvement.
Chairman McDonald wants the International Joint Commission, the authority that resolves transboundary water issues between the U.S. and Canada, to meet and put into action solutions offered by the tribes and First Nations.
Basically, the response we got from the Canadian government was positive.
And then, just as progress was being made, Canada went silent.
We have about 6 weeks left, and we want to make sure British Columbia doesn't lose sight of an action plan that needs to be put in place.